Well, hello there, my name's Gordon and this is my YouTube channel. Welcome, or if you've been here before, welcome back. So today's video is all about this look that I'm wearing right now. I sat down with no idea of what I wanted to do, just with some products out in front of me, darted around the face, had a good play for 2 hours, and this is what we came up with. So I've listened to you guys, I've read your comments, and your suggestions have been met. Today is a full face tutorial, so it's kind of like a classic matte grungy smoky eye with sunburnt, glowy, bronzy, freckled skin. I absolutely love this makeup look. If you're interested in watching me create this look today, you don't have to do a thing. You can just stay there and relax, and I'll take you through every product, tool and technique it takes to create this makeup look. But before you do that, if you like my vibe, if you love makeup like me, and you like my makeup style, please do subscribe down below so you don't miss a video from me. I upload a couple of times a week, and yeah, my videos are really chill and really informative. It seems like quarantine is coming to an end, so I really hope you guys are doing well and looking forward to the future and in a slightly brighter mood because of that. And if you're not, hopefully today's video will give you 15 minutes away from all the madness going on in the world right now, and you can just relax and watch me create this makeup look. Before we begin, I want to thank every single person that's watched a video, liked a video, commented and subscribed over the past month with my return to YouTube. It's been super enjoyable. I absolutely love creating content for you guys, and hopefully you're enjoying my return and long may it continue. So let's get started with today's tutorial. You're about to see a barefaced me take you literally from zero to hero, and yeah, let's get glam. So the first product I'm going to use on the skin today is actually a product I'm using for the first time. It's an instant fave. This is the Origins Glow Gel Moisturiser. It's a lightweight, really hydrating moisturiser, and what's special about it is it adds a sheer tint to the skin and also a bronze glow. It's absolutely stunning. It's great for evening out any fake tan or adding a little bit of tan to the skin, and yeah, I absolutely love wearing this throughout the day. I'm just fluffing this across my skin evenly with a duo fibre brush. This one's from Kiko. There's no real technique to this. I want to add just a nice even hydration and glow to the skin underneath the makeup. It was actually my first time using this product underneath makeup, and it worked really well. So if you watched one of my videos before, you'll know what this product is and why I love it. I'm a fan of a spiky, strong, fluffed up, feathered eyebrow, and this pink honey brow pot really gives me amazing hold and amazing texture to my brows. I absolutely love it. It's a very similar product to Brow Soap in that you wet the product and then you fluff it through the brows, but when the product's almost set within the brows, I take a clean finger and I press the brow hairs into the skin to give them that perfect slicked laminated look. And that's why we do this step as a first port of call before any makeup product is on the skin, to make sure we're not removing any makeup when we're doing these pressing up techniques. To begin on the skin, I'm taking the NYX HD Concealer in a shade that's a few shades deeper than my skin tone and a little bit more olive, and I'm using this to build up a little bit of a structure, a contour, a depth and a warmth on the outer perimeters of my face. I'm using the contour brush from Real Techniques. I'm fluffing very small amounts of this onto the outer perimeters of my face and lightly across my nose. Adding the colour without coverage and really buffing in this concealer means I'm going to have very minimal product on my skin, which means there won't be a build up of texture. My skin's going to look fresher and more healthy. You're going to be able to see my skin through the makeup, and it's going to look a lot more natural and pleasing to the eye. So this is going to be about 80% of the skin. There's not going to be a build-up of primer, then foundation, and then cream bronzer, and then powder and concealer and all of that kind of thing. There's just going to be one thin bronzy product placed across my cheekbones, my forehead, the fronts of my brows, my nose, and a little bit across my ears, just to give my overall warmth and coverage to the skin. And now for the centre of my face, I'm going to use my favourite concealer of all time. This is the Too Faced Multi-Sculpting Born This Way concealer. I absolutely love it. I'm using it in a slightly more brightening shade, and again going for a nice olive undertone to get rid of any kind of pinky tone to my skin and bumping up the coverage just in the centre parts of the face. And when I'm happy with the amount of concealer that's on the skin and where it's placed, I'm now using an Eco Tools Duo Fibre Brush to tap and buff this product into the skin. I don't want to spread it out too much. I do want to have this kind of 3-dimension 2 shade going on to the skin's base. I do know that I want to do a winged out look today, and I want my skin and eyes to kind of be connected. So this little bit of concealer that I've placed out on the outer corner of the eye, I'm just working left to right with my brush and creating this lovely bit of elongated highlight that's going to sit underneath the eyeshadow and help us create above it. I'm using the little dip in my bone structure that I've got around my eye next to my temple as a guide, and brightening up from the outer corner of my eyes onto the top of my cheekbone. So I've been wanting to try nude sticks for so long. It's finally on Beauty Bay. This is their cream bronzer in the shade Bondi Bay, and I'm using this to begin the colour on the eyes, and I'm just going just above where we were just working with that lighter concealer and creating a lovely angle from the outside of the eye onto the temple, and taking a very small amount of this on my nose too. So this is a very quick way to add lots of depth and warmth and shape to the eyes before we even do the eye look. So when we do do the eye look, there's a lovely connection from eye makeup into skin makeup. So I'm just going back to that contouring brush from Real Techniques that we used when we applied the NYX concealer. I'm just using very light buffing techniques until I'm happy with how blurred and finessed this product is into the skin. So I want the bottom portion of this eye contouring that we're doing with this product to kind of be sharper, and then I just want it to disappear up into the temple and into the forehead. So now to further add some colour to the skin and add a little bit of a sunburnt look and glow, we're going to take the Tiger Lily liquid blush from MUA and take that on the Eco Tools Duo Fibre brush that we used earlier and just buff this in and around the temple, the top of the forehead and the top of the cheekbones. There's no real technique to this, I'm just taking this on the areas where the sun would catch you first and you're most likely to burn. A little bit on the nose looks super cute. I'm now using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in a much brighter shade than we've used previously, and I'm using this to crisply place a lovely highlight underneath just the arch of the brow. I'm using a Barry M concealer brush to do this, and I'm using little overlapping short sharp strokes underneath the brow to add a lovely crisp edge. I chose this concealer formula because it's a lot matter and it self-sets, so even when we're buffing around this eyebrow edge with, you know, eyeshadow and bigger brushes, the shape's not going to move or be removed. And with this reverse brow technique that I always use, I have to do hardly anything to the eyebrows because they're already brushed up and they've already got texture and they've already got shape thanks to this concealer technique. Your skin tone and the foundation shade almost becomes the filling in of the eyebrow, it's really cool. I'm now using a small fluffy pencil brush from Real Techniques to fluff down and blend away and add a lovely gradient to that brow highlight that we've just applied. We've already got an eye look going on and we haven't applied any eyeshadow. We've got a lovely heightened brow and depth within the crease. This is such a cool technique. With that same brush and a little bit of the MAC Lane Low paint pot, I'm now going to colour correct and conceal any dark or blue or purple tones on the inside of my eye. I'm keeping this really concentrated on the inner corner, I'm not taking this across my lid. So I got this product inspiration from Melissa Alatorre. She loves Nude Sticks matte eye pencils. This is a creamy waterproof eye pencil that I'm going to use as a base. This is in the shade Chocolate. I'm taking this inside my waterline, underneath, along the top, throughout my crease, all over the lid, and this is going to be 90% of our eye look. So I'm quite a funny guy, I'm a night owl, I'm a Pisces, I'm a creative, and us creative people will know that sometimes our best ideas or our most creative times tend to be when we go to bed on a night time, and this look that I'm doing today and these products that I'm using and the approach that I'm doing it, I just had a big idea to do makeup in this style before I went to bed the night before I filmed this video, and I just had to get up and give it a go, and yeah, I was right. These products together, this approach, these techniques are so efficient and so quick to create impact really quickly and really simply on the eyes. I'm currently using a concealer brush from BH Cosmetics just to fluff the edges and tap in across the lid to make sure that everything's nice and smooth, and yeah, just give the effect of a lovely buffed eyeshadow but just using this one product. These magnetic eye colours from Nude Sticks come in a ridiculous amount of shades in both metallic and matte, and I highly recommend them to you guys. I was so impressed. And with the magic of editing, ta-da, there's both eyes done. So I'm now taking my first of two shades that we're going to use on the eyes of the Mineral Skin Finish from MAC. This is the shade Medium Tan, and I'm using it on a fluffy Jaclyn Hill and Morphe eyeshadow brush, and I'm just creating a little bit of depth and reinforcing that bit of contouring that we put at the front of the eyebrow, which will then connect down onto the nose. Now I'm taking a much deeper shade. This is called Dark Deepest. It's a lovely olive bronzed shade. These are actually foundation powders, but everybody uses them as bronzers because they come in such a diverse amount of shades and undertones. It's an incredible product. And I'm being quite bold with this. I'm taking the product on a Morphe angled contouring brush and I'm working it on the outer corner of the eye, just along the side edges of that eye pencil, and fluffing it out onto the temple across where we put that cream bronzer. So all the cream work we did earlier kind of works as like a base and a guideline to work on top of, and then we just reinforce it with the powder. Grabbing that Jaclyn Hill and Morphe fluffy eyeshadow brush again and working even lower down and even tighter and more concentrated along the edges of that cream pencil from Nude Sticks that we used, just to make sure it goes from cream pencil into bronzer perfectly. And pulling a really funny face, I'm going to use the same brush underneath my eyes to make sure there's a lovely grungy bit of warmth and blend underneath my eye as well. We really do want that warmth all the way around the eye, so grabbing a Zoeva pencil brush, I'm just finessing that bit of warmth on the inner corner of the eye to make sure it's nice and blended. And the award for the most blingiest eyeshadow palette packaging goes to the Dose of Colours Friendcation palette. I'm using the shade Cheens, which is a lovely matte chocolate brown, and I'm using this to smoke out underneath the eye with that same Zoeva pencil brush. And now I'm using a Luxe Grand Shader from Zoeva, a brush I highly recommend to you guys. For anybody who just wants to quickly pat smoothly something across the lid, this is the brush to do it with. And I'm using that chocolate brown to set that pencil on the eyelid and make sure we've got a lovely matte bit of depth going on. And I'm going to go between these brushes with the chocolate brown on and the brushes with the bronzer on to make sure that there is a lovely back and forth blend between these colours. So I'm going to keep returning to previous brushes, picking up more shadow if I need to, until I can see a perfect blend from chocolate brown into the honey bronzer. So the fact that we've only used bronzer, an eyeshadow stick and one eyeshadow is crazy, because look how absolutely gorgeous this smoky eye is. I'm obsessed. So no eye look is complete without a bit of mascara. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills mascara called Lash Brag. I really do like this mascara. It's very thickening and very curling, and it's not the blackest mascara I've ever used, but I really do love how clumpy the formula is. It's my style of mascara. And when I say clumpy, I do mean that in a good way. It's like a nourishing, thick, kind of gloopy formula. It's similar to Perversion from Urban Decay, which is my holy grail. So that's the eyes complete for now. I've still got to do brows and lashes, but we're going to move back onto the skin. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and we use it in a much more brightening shade. I'm laying this out along the edges of the nose, underneath the eyes, and along the edges of the eyeshadow to create a lovely bit of brightening, full coverage, and a bit of dimension to the skin, and really polish it off. So with my concealer technique, I lay the concealer out, and the places I want more coverage I will blend out last, and the places I just want to add a little bit of colour rather than loads of coverage I will blend out first. So by leaving the concealer on the sides of the nose and underneath the eye on the skin for longer, it's going to cling, it's going to kind of half set and not want to blend as much, but we're actually going to get more coverage out of the product that way, and it's not going to spread out as much, it's going to kind of stay in the same place. To blend this concealer, I'm actually using a synthetic fluffy concealer brush from Beauty Bay. This is from the I Spy collection, I think it's called. And to further finish off my blend from concealer into foundation into bronzer, I'm going back to that contouring brush we used earlier from Real Techniques with any excess of that cream bronzer on it to help things flow better. So I can't really describe too well what I'm doing right now, but good job it's a video and you guys can see the technique. I'm just being extremely meticulous with this fluffy brush to make sure that I'm not really moving the concealer from where I've placed it out, and just blurring the edges of it. And I'll blend the top edge of the concealer that's closest to the eye makeup last. And going back to that fluffy Eco Tools duo fibre brush that we used when we applied our foundation at the beginning of the makeup to help even further soften the edges of that concealer, and it'll just happen effortlessly. I get this technique from Scott Barnes, who's JLo's makeup artist. He uses a lot of big fluffy duo fibre brushes to blend all of his creams together, and it just happens without any effort. It's great. Going back to that Beauty Bay brush, I'm just being very careful not to blend away my eyeshadow bottom edge too much. We want there to be a shape there, but we want the edge to also have a softness to it. You kind of walk in the line between making it too crisp or blending away too much, so just be very careful and build this up. Now we've got the concealer under the eye, the impact of the eye makeup is so much heavier. Now using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Gel in the shade Soft Brown, I'm reviving those eyebrow hairs and giving their colour back after all of the foundation and makeup work, just giving them a bit of depth and texture. And a much loved product for me, this is the Browsings Pro palette from Benefit in medium deep, and I'm using the brow pomades from inside of the palette with a little brush from Bedellium Tools, I think, just to add a few more hairs and fill in any gaps and add extra sharpness to the brows. Doing a little baby bake underneath the eyes. This is the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm using this with a setting brush from Real Techniques, and I'm literally going to apply it underneath the eyes and dust it off straight away. I haven't had this product in my kit for a few months now and I've missed it so much. It is the most smooth and translucent powder there is. And to bring back the skin's natural dew, this is the Skindinavia Oil Control Makeup Setting Spray. On a big fluffy brush, I'm now going to take the highlight inside from the medium deep Film Star Bronze and Glow palette from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is going to add a lovely deep, really golden, kind of like candlelit glow to the skin. I'm popping this on the back of my cheekbones and loosely and softly across the forehead. This is going to be our soft, overall, ethereal, dewy glow, and I'm going to pump up the highlight a bit more later. So using that same big fluffy brush, I'm using my favourite blush of all time. This is Telling Glow Extra Dimension Skin Finish from MAC, and I'm putting this right on the back of the cheekbone, really high up, right next to the eyeshadow, to add a lovely bit of peachy glow. So to add a cute, fresh summer vibe to this look, and kind of add a little bit of a Jessie Nelson vibe as well, we're going to do some faux freckles. So I'm laying this product out across any blemishes, any moles I already have, or any little freckles I already have, starting there first, and I'm doing little clusters surrounding those areas. You'll also want to think about where you would naturally produce freckles, again, in a similar place to where you put blush, where you would have a little bit of sunburn, where the sun's going to catch you first. And with this Lottie London freckle stain, the longer you leave it on the skin without tapping it in, the darker your freckles are going to be, so just bear that in mind when using it. But I absolutely love the finish of this product. Never done faux freckles before and I think they look so cute. Using a small duo fibre brush and using the Fenty Beauty Girl Next Door Freestyle Highlighter, we're bumping up the glow, we're adding a little bit of like a pinky blushed, really beaming glow to the very top of the cheekbone, cutting right up next to the eye makeup. And this look would not be complete without a pair of fierce cat eyelashes. Oh hey TL6. And off camera I did apply a little bit of the lightest shade of the Lip Lingerie lip gloss from NYX to my lips. Okay everybody, that completes today's look. I'm super happy with this makeup. I wanted to go for a matte, quick, smoky eye with very minimal products. I wanted to have more summery, sunburnt, freckly skin. I'm absolutely obsessed with that Lottie London freckle pen. It was super fun for me to sit down and just play and do a little bit of skin first, dot around the face, and yeah, just create a gorgeous makeup on the spot for you guys. I'm loving this grungy summer vibe and hopefully you guys can recreate it easily at home. If you enjoyed today's video, please do give me a thumbs up down below. That lets me know that you like this style of video and that you would like another one, so I can do that for you. And more than that, if you like today's video enough to subscribe, you know, you've got a friend for life in me, and I promise having me in your life is very beneficial. So yeah, there's not much more left to say. Hope you've enjoyed, hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I shall bid you goodbye and see you later. Bye guys.